So, this whole idea of moving into a higher plane of awareness is that you reach that level of consciousness where you experience the perfection that exists in consciousness. And as you merge with that consciousness, you become one with the perfection of and in consciousness. And every part of your beingness becomes aligned with that perfection. And when it does, all that manifests from you, all that you do, all that you think, and all that is part of your beingness starts becoming perfect. And whatever imperfectness exists, you start becoming highly and acutely aware of it. And it starts blowing up in front of you as if put under a magnifying glass. And you can no longer accept that imperfection. There is something in you which rejects it, because that imperfection was not created by the consciousness. The consciousness created a very perfect world. Everything has an order, everything has a place, everything has a time, and everything is interconnected. Due to our falling consciousness, our awareness has slipped, and therefore these connections, this interconnectedness has disappeared. And we've become isolated bridges of consciousness, which is called individual consciousness, which is separated from the whole, and therefore has become selfish and has become isolated and does not have perfection in it. And therefore there are those blind areas of ours where we are imperfect. And then when the consciousness gets raised, you start seeing these blind areas, these black spots, these parts of your life which are not in harmony. And they express to ourselves through our rigidities, through our strong likes and dislikes, through our reactions. They come out. And when they come out, because we are ascending in our consciousness, we must celebrate that we have, like Sherlock Holmes and Dr. Watson, we have found those imperfect spots, those dark beings inside of us, which have no room now because we are moving into consciousness and light. And in light, everything is revealed. Nothing can be hidden. No darkness will stay. All darkness which has creeped into us from this birth or from previous births is now being revealed. So when we find that there is some dark closet in our home, we are happy because now we found it. Because we found it, we can clean it. Just like organizing the kitchen, organizing the refrigerator. Everything starts getting organized because you cannot accept imperfection. So it's a time to celebrate when you get to know about it. And then you say, okay, let me clean this. And everything that you keep cleaning and everything that you let go, every dark corner where you bring light, it brings light in your life. And the net result is that perfection in you starts to come up. And slowly and steadily in this journey, that perfection starts to manifest in every thought, word, and action. Because consciousness is perfect. And consciousness manifested perfection through every act of creation. Whether it's the forest, whether the mountains, whether it's the rivers, whether it's the deserts, whether it is the fire, whether it is the air, whether it is you and me. All of us are part of the same perfection of creation. But we started to slip from that connection of perfection into our own individual, withdrawn, isolated, disconnected from that main consciousness. And now that when we are getting connected back, we are seeing that into which we had slipped. And one by one, as that light falls on that part, we celebrate and we say, oh, good, I'm going to clean this up. I'm going to set this up. And as you keep setting each one of those dark corners, you start getting filled with light. Just imagine where there was darkness, now there is light. Light of awareness, light of consciousness. And it starts to bloom. And you start becoming lighter and lighter until there is nothing left in you other than this light. And that light freely expresses and freely manifests into pure consciousness and love. Because that light is nothing but love. We become loving beings. And all that happens through us is only perfect. Perfection is our nature. This perfection is the nature of this love. And this love is joy incarnate, it's happiness incarnate, it is that bliss incarnate. So you see, though we talk about them as separately, consciousness, perfection, light, love, happiness, they're actually all interconnected in one. We experience it as different at different times, but actually it is the same consciousness which we are experiencing as happiness or bliss or joy or love or perfection or consciousness or awareness. But actually these are only words. It's only one. There's never been a separation. Because our mind perceives them differently and creates a language around it. But in silence there is no language. There are no words. In silence is only the experience. Ultimately, everything exists in the experience. And when we get the experience, we know it is a truth. Words are not required. This poetry does not require any expression of a language. Because remember, we are going into the language of the heart. Heart just knows that what is right. Heart knows what is love. You have to educate your heart? No. Did heart attend any training classes to recognize love? No. But how does heart know everything? Only the mind had to be educated, and that's where all our problems arose. We were all taught what we did not know, and we were forced things in our head, and that disconnected us. And now we are listening to our heart, we are listening to the consciousness, and we are coming back into our power. The phoenix is rising from the ashes of the mind, and this phoenix is the phoenix of love, powered by the language of the heart, in pure consciousness. Just imagine how beautiful is the time ahead of us. And you're going to watch this and experience this resurrection. It's that love of Christ, that Christ consciousness, that Krishna's love, his love of Satya Sai, his love of 1,000 mothers is incarnating. And you are lucky to be in the presence. And you will see. You are going to be a witness to this phenomena that happens once in many, 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 many thousand years. So that's how special is what is transforming. That is how blessed you are. That's how this time is. So enjoy this journey to perfection. Enjoy it. Laugh, giggle, and welcome this. This is what our souls have yearned for, prayed for, and have done countless of births to come to this point. So it's a time of great joy and celebration, and to manifest that perfection within. And when we do that, everything outside automatically becomes perfect. Don't hide now. Enjoy. Love and love and love.